Perfect. All right, thank you all. So I call the meeting to order for the FDPC board meeting, and I'd like to start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey there, Jerry. We're just getting started. Good to see you.
You want me to shoot that? Yeah. Where do you want to be here? Yeah. Perfect. Agenda.
Good to see you. Take your cards.
Looks like if you're able to sit on the hand.
All right. All right, now, one of the ways we're looking to start out the meeting is just go through the upcoming events first, and just in case anybody has to leave early, just to make sure we're on the same page. So the big upcoming events, so tomorrow, 7 p.m., we have the Moonshot Museum presentation. I plan to be here around 6 p.m. I am going to meet Stephanie Carlson, who is going to be the presenter. Who was going to set up about 6:15, 6:30. I met her on Monday this week just to look at the setup. She loves the place. This just looks just perfect. I did tell her I'll probably need help to make sure and get. I assume we want to take the board and put it there like usual, and then just our usual until would have seats. And I think we've got like 38 people about that or something is pre-registration, right? That we have. I think that I thought it was maybe I'm
at
wrong.
least 30.
There might be.
Thanks, sir. Didn't have check before, but I'll have a full roster for you. There were at least 30 registering
Perfect.
registrations.
And when's a good time for me tomorrow to pick up stuff? I pick up a couple.
In the afternoon.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, are you around tomorrow or are you not?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Great. Perfect. All right, we're looking forward to it. She is gonna bring in a couple of physical items as well as have a PowerPoint presentation. Right, any questions about tomorrow? Sounds good. April 12th is the town roadside cleanup. Not sure anything you want to mention on the town roadside cleanup.
Sure. We have a sign up online. I'm happy to forward that information to you if you need it. If you can't find it on the website, but it's April 12th, which is a Saturday. The rain date for that is April 26th, which is the Saturday after Easter. This is an annual event. The EAC sort of heads up this program. They hand out trash bags, work gloves, the little grabby things, reflective vests, and then they'll break people into different routes and go around the town and clean up all of the winter trash that you see on the side of the road. So we would love your participation if you are able. We also have, not everyone's going to be like on McKnight Road. So there are routes, in quieter neighborhoods or in parks. So if that is a hesitation for you, there are safe routes for you to be able. So.
Sure. Any questions?
No, but Abby, that little long grabby thing, it's called a long arm. It was designed by Ben Franklin.
No. Of course you would know. I'd love to get into know. I did not know. That's what I was calling. Very technical term. Oh,
It was different, but it's long.
He's one of them the day because my one shakes so deep I can't get to
professional. So
Perfect. That's the correct name.
that's great to know.
I'll correct myself.
Learn something every single day at the APC. All right, then April 17th, the Garden Spot of Pittsburgh Speaker Series. Looking forward to it. I don't know if there's anything else you want to mention on that one.
Not at the moment. The advertisement's been out on the electronic sign for a while. I think it's already open for registration on the website. If not, then it's going to be opening very shortly. Can't remember how I.
I wasn't positive I did. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
registered for it.
That's
Pretty sure I did.
I think the next 3 are open for registration. So if you'd like to register now, you're more than welcome to do so. The information for that is online and it's.
Good. Right, April 29th, Easter egg hunt at the soccer field. So not specifically a history thing, but part of the whole Parks and Rec, and obviously part of the campus. Sounds great. Anything else you want to mention on the April 29th?
If you guys would like to be open that day, and it is a morning event, I don't know how much visitation you'll get. But if you wanna, I'm expecting in a completely full parking lot. With a few hundred children in their families. Registration begins at 9:30.
It's Saturday.
Saturday, did I have the wrong date? I think it's the 19th.
It's the day before.
It's the day before Easter.
Before
Is that the
It would
19th?
be April 19th.
Okay, so I'll make that correction.
Yes.
Yeah, it's April 19th.
What time does that start?
Registration begins at 9:30 and then I'm expecting the whole thing to be over by noon, if not earlier. So it's up to you guys if you want someone to be here that day. It might also entice people to come over to use the bathrooms rather than using the porta potties, which will be out there. So that could get you some foot traffic. If you wanted to even have a little table or some sort of like presence over at the Easter egg hunt, you're more than welcome to do that as well, so. You can decide that after the fact and let me know.
All right, and then I do have then May 3rd for Treasures in the Trunk. I assume similar is that the parking lot will be full.
My tentative plan is to have it out here. So to have the sellers out here like we did in 2022, I believe.
That was part of that, worked out well.
Yes,
We
yes.
got it down last year.
It did get rained out and then we changed the date. To a couple weeks later, yeah. But more details on that as I go forward, but yeah, consider that if you would like to be open that day as well. Cause that'll draw a lot of people.
I think.
That would be my.
Yeah, we can.
preference. Yeah.
I do think that provides a vast sort of. To be able to come. It's just nice stuff. Any questions on those events?
Now, all the speakers are always they're all gonna be at 7 o'clock, is that?
That's what we're aiming for.
The third Thursday at 7 p.m.
And I did talk to, just so it's not on the list, but I did talk to Chris Breen, who's the June speaker. I talked to him last week. He's still on, good. So he actually gave a presentation at a different place that I went to, and it's great. And then I did confirm with Wanda, who has the horse farm across the street for July. And so that's good. So that's working. So Chris is the one with the local economic conditions. So he's the economist from the University of Pittsburgh. Really good to talk about, but he takes it back 100 years. And you see the growth, like what industries dominated the Pittsburgh region for the last 100 years. So he gives kind of a history of the demographics. So believe me, we'll talk about the steel industry, tech industry, everything, yeah, medical for sure, and he'll answer any questions. So he is the man when the Wall Street Journal talks about anything to do with the steel industry or this area, he's the guy. Like he's the guy who's always, and so he's extremely accomplished. So I always tell people, any question you have economically about the area, he's your guy. Like he is. So there's going to be lots of numbers, graphs, charts. He'll be telling you all the demographic data that's been going on and showing it through the last 100 years.
And he's our June speaker.
He's the June speaker, yes. And then Wanda is July. And that's the horse farm, which we'll go through. And that'll be more of a, say, very different, won't be all the numbers. This will be a talk about that family's owning of that farm and then the horses for the handicap program. Thanks. And then I just want to say anything else, just any other agenda items people want to add. So that's what we have upcoming before we start getting into looking at the minutes for class.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, anything more, we're gonna get names or something. Probably work for lights.
Yeah.
Any movement there?
When I talked to John Schwein about that, he's gonna actually solve that.
Okay,
So, we get some more on that topic.
okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. As far as the previous minutes of the meeting from before, most of that meeting was on the electing of officers, which we did get through, went through that. I'm the chair, Kevin's the vice chair, Suzanne is on volunteers, Don is the treasurer. Those are kind of the major thing from the minutes from last meeting.
And Betty was on.
Oh, Betty is, yes, definitely on the. Superpower, I know, it's a superpower. Anybody want to approve those meeting minutes or a motion, it can be only from an FDPC. Well, Kevin, approve, you have a second? Don, second, thank you. All right, now reports and updates from little subcommittees that we have, so getting different activities. On the marketing and communication side, I'm gonna give a quick update. I was to give an update to the Rotary Club. Unfortunately, it was when I was moving some boxes and things, and I severely strained a muscle and I had to postpone it. So the good news is we did reschedule for May 1st. May 1st, I was speaking at the Rotary. And Chuck Sweeney was extremely understanding. So I was like, yeah, this is not a good thing to do. It was very understanding, so that's gonna be May 1st. I will send out the emails, the link to the deck I'm going to use, just so everybody has, I don't think you don't have to look at it, it's just a general overview, lots of pictures. So I'm gonna send that out, and then I will think through again, taking some props with me, so we can do that as well. All right, and then also from a marketing and comm standpoint, I did want to just briefly say, I know Don, I think you've had talks with Joe Wall about potentially doing a gala.
Yeah, we looked at. We looked at the one was a nice Columbus venue, it's now called Camelot, it's the one in behind Sheets. On Route 19.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago, it was a nice Columbus.
Yeah.
Two places. Both sides.
Yeah, this is the bigger one. And this is further south, which is a nice hall, and food's good.
And we did our extent.
This will-
Right.
Not there, but.
We also looked at there's a Discovery Church, which is actually on 228, which is, believe it or not, even nicer than that hall. And it's less expensive, but I think we have that discussion. About distance.
Yeah, so that's 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes.
So,
Yeah, so that's.
Camelot's it's a nice facility.
but it's a family. It is a Christian church, but it's a,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's set up literally to have like entertainment. As a hall, that's used very often as a hall. It was being used as a,
Like a Weaver.
like a princess party. So they had a whole bunch of young ladies that were dressed up as Disney princesses. And there was real young kids coming in to see them that day, and the hall was all fixed up. I do have some pictures that I'll pass around. I don't have them. It's on my phone, so I'll pass them. You can take a look at them.
That's a great venue.
But it's a nice
But
venue,
it's a little way.
but it's a little more distant, so.
But November, it's like, all the outside things aren't kind of.
Yeah, the outside stuff would be good, but there is a separate, there's a separate room for, when you get there for hors d'oeuvres. And then you would adjourn to the main hall for dinner. Which is. It is in Lubbock. It is in Lubbock. It's right near the Seven Fields. Not sure if it's,
Luciana.
yeah, it's in Granbury.
It says in Mars.
Yeah. Yeah,
Taste of Cranberry there one time and we went to that, like they had all these restaurants and they'd give little samples and they used to have it to Sheridan, but they had it there one year. It was really nice.
During desire, keep it closer to the kids.
I mean, that's the decision here, but I'll pass it on.
So to me, if I had my druthers, I would keep it closer to the campus.
Roll
If
on.
it can.
So to me, if you had the choice, to me, I would be more preferable to keep it close to the campus.
I mean, that's a nice venue, but it seems like choppy, like they have a big room, but then there's a lot of spaces in there, so I.
Any other points of view? So if I had to vote, like I'd say, again, this is not a formal vote, but just saying, I
No,
probably prefer to be in the campus. So I prefer it to be.
I think the difference in cost was about. I think Camelot was maybe
It's
four
still in
or
the
$5
schools.
more.
Oh, really?
Or,
For the camp.
How did it compare to
That's what we're doing.
last year's per person?
oh, it's actually out. Yeah, I think the one behind the sheets off of Route 19 is actually this line.
That's in Pine Township,
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool.
The other ones, I think Adams, but this would be temporary until something else happens in the campus. I think the Alexis Church, which is in the campus, is building something similar.
The church here.
It does, very expensive.
Yeah.
We did go check, it was just, the problem is when you go there on the weekend, it's wedding.
Yeah.
So it's really, really expensive, can't really get raised too.
To me, these are both good venues.
They're both good options.
And I.
I think to rent,
That's why.
that's what I expect rent program. I didn't know whether they had, because they have a pretty big building on Through Hill, but then they have an auditorium, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that. Can't ask. The pricing approximately was about 45 per person with all in at Discovery and about 49 all in at Camelot, Camelot.
Well, to me, I think if you had to take it back to Joe, we're saying both would work. Probably preference is McCandless, if you have a preference.
Yeah, we have to make a decision sooner or later.
Well, can I just ask again, if it was 49 per head, what were we paying last year?
Oh, in that ballpark, it was it was actually a little bit less, I think. Than where we were.
So we're not blowing.
No, we're not,
Yeah.
we're not going by this way.
Okay.
Plan to have sort of a subcommittee for the gala.
Yeah, do like we did last year, was you thinking, once we get that, because that's what we did last year. I think, what do you guys think? Do like a subcommittee, so we don't have to get everybody together to do it?
I think it worked well because we were really focusing on the event.
I think Jill and I both said that we want to present the distance thing to everybody, because everybody would be good,
Yeah,
not just the small. Then that little committee can run with whatever we get, whatever.
And then if we did do that, I know we're saying let's get a nomination form. Because I know we have a few people from last year that we wanted to get in, who would be
Yes.
kind of grandfathered in this year.
A nomination form that we can get.
Yeah.
Early enough that we can get it.
I'd be happy to just take, we need to update the logo.
There's
We'll have all that stuff.
do you have something?
Yeah, I can, we designed it so that all we would have to do is change out the year.
Oh, perfect.
I'd be happy to just create this,
Yeah,
here's and give it to Abby. and then-
This is probably.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that this crude thing is just the base information, you need the name,
This
address,
is
or
really
number, are they
How
mechanical?
about I just make up a nice nomination form and get it to you there, so
That
that
would
would
be
get with the new logo.
Fine. You're gonna do better than this one, come on. It's like.
What?
Say, look at the form, it's very simple. Like,
Yes.
Kevin's stuff is usually smooth.
Just take it.
And I'll just mention one thing, I'm committing that we're going forward with the clinic. Doesn't need to be members of the board.
Correct, yeah, I totally agree on that.
Anybody can be,
Yes, we totally agree on this.
and you can sort of pick like whatever little piece.
Now, from a marketing communication thing, the other thing I have to do is still schedule time to come and do the Facebook pictures. My apologies. As you can see, my leg is on the mend, so I will get there. All right, anything else from marketing communication? Oh, I did want to say, I love the website having all of the speaker series all in one spot, so I just wonder, that's well done. Well, so thanks. All right, budget report. I don't know if there's anything new to report on the budget this month. I don't think there's anything new.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But when, the only time you get it.
Yeah, Suzanne emailed me something, what was
For
it?
the cost of a light.
What lights?
We have to cases.
The lights for cases?
Lights for the case.
Okay. You mean for reimbursement? Or these are new lights to
Yeah.
purchase?
Mhm.
These are new lights to purchase?
They are purchased and they're in
Got it, yes,
them.
submitted.
Excellent, thanks. All right, on the programming side, anything new to mention on the programming side? So I think you did a great job of summarizing in one piece of paper, all the stuff we've got scheduled from now to the end of the year. And that has been very good to get it on the website, so it's been very good to get all the programming out there. And as you can see, we're starting to make sure that we talk about other things that are going on around in conjunction with the history. So like things like treasures in the trunk and other things that I think are very good to have good coordination with it. So anything else to mention on the programming side?
Do we have presentations scheduled for June to July?
Yes,
Any ideas what they are?
yeah, there, it was on that list that you had earlier. So
I didn't
everything
think it
is,
That's
yeah, it goes through the whole year. It might not be, since it was handwritten, it might just be what I remembered in my head. But we do have a copy of everything that's scheduled for this year. And now that Rob is confirmed with Wanda.
Yep.
She was the only one that we were waiting for July. So,
I have a question about to go to the two places, obviously Camelot has catering. If we have at the Discovery Church, do we have to supply a room caterer?
Yeah, but then you.
They give you.
And that would give.
one thing I'll add about the programming is, I'm not sure if we discussed this in our last meeting or not, but Betty's sort of gonna head up the fundraising part to have an item to raffle off that's related to whatever the topic of the lecture is. So she has an item to raffle off tomorrow, and then for the flower one in April, she's
have
gonna got
one.
something from Lowe's.
And the next one, it really doesn't go with that, but.
That's okay,
You know,
yeah,
it's a
just
narcissist-
to raise a couple extra bucks at the
It's a
door.
narcissistic. $50.
I just said that I'm just impressed that you get all. I'm impressed. I am impressed.
So we'll have at the registration table tomorrow. I can come over tomorrow early and help set that up as well.
I think we have a sign. We have signs.
Yeah.
To put up.
And you have raffle tickets, and then we already talked about the money handling and stuff, so that'll be straightened out.
And
But
then
just-
we're just at the end of the thing, we're gonna pull the number.
Correct. Yeah.
Where do you want the table set up?
Just-
door?
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
door,
okay.
sort of right as you come in, so that way they can register, you can tell them about the raffle, and then,
Yeah, you got.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll roll with it.
It's good to in.
All right, anything else on the programming side? Okay, I think we're looking really good this year. Like seriously, we got a good plan. It's there. We'll adjust as we go along, but I think we got a really good. All right, on the volunteer front, Suzanne, anything you want to mention? From the volunteer stand.
Just that well, Caitlin, Jarema, she's doing a lot of Saturdays. And is this the Saturday that or was it last week that you went to the Time Sister Center? Yeah, I was here last. Okay. And I do have Carol out Friday. And I wondered if it's a little late to come up with someone, but I was wondering if I'd come in an hour late and leave an hour early. I mean, does that seem?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
That's totally fine. Be thankful for you being there at that time.
So.
And Caitlin, thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you. Any other updates? Good.
I don't think so.
And okay, from an operational standpoint, I know new rental agreement, or at least adjustments to the rental agreement.
Yes.
I want to mention that as far as the slight adjustment.
Yeah, so, did I email everyone a copy of it? For the meeting, attached with the meeting minute? Okay, I can share that with everyone. This is more of just like a housekeeping thing. We revised the rental agreement because it hadn't been updated since this building opened in 2017. So just with some different language about setup, you know, like now that we have a smart board, do you need technology? Do you need to use the smart board? Do you need chair setup? How would you like the room arranged? Would you like it, you know, in lecture style, or would you like these tables out? That sort of thing. The fee has not changed. That's set by town council at the beginning of the year in the fee schedule. So that's a $75 an hour with a $200 refundable deposit. Given that, you know, everything is in good working condition after your rental. So the only rental we have on the horizon at this moment is in October or November for the Longview Acres Garden Club. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary this year, and they reached out to us wanting to use this as their sort of little, you know, they want to have their meeting, their monthly meeting here, and have a little toast to 75 years. So that'll be a nice space for them to use. And we'll put out the Longview Acres books that we have on their history as well. So if you know of anyone who is interested in using the Heritage Center as a rental space, I think in the document we did say they must be sort of like a civic club or related to town business, so you can't come and like have your birthday party here. So, but maybe in the future that could be something that we could re-examine, but I will email everyone that document just to have your review of it.
Good. I appreciate you updating that. That's great.
Yeah,
And to me, it's a screaming deal to be able to
yeah.
have a facility with the parking and everything else. It's a great deal. All right. Any other public comment on any other non-agenda items or anything anybody wants to bring up? And the only last thing I want to say is if anybody has any improvements on how to conduct these meetings, we're trying to keep them as valuable and as short as possible. We know everybody's time is very valuable. So we want to keep it short and focused if we can. And if there's anything else you think we need to do differently, just let us know. We're all ears.
Or if you ever have a suggestion for, you know, something that you'd like to see on the agenda, feel free to reach out to Rob and Kevin and I, so we can discuss whether that's an agenda item for the topic or too, so.
And I just want to say again, thanks for everybody's efforts, because I know everybody's busy, everybody has a lot going on, and I very much appreciate everybody's time. So very much appreciate it. All right, we have a motion for adjourn. Okay, Suzanne, thank you, seconded. Betty, thank you so much. Thank you, folks. See a lot of you tomorrow. Yes, I know that. So Stephanie works, and she's my next door neighbor.